Welcome to 15 Minute Theatre, the only review show that squeezes a whole production into 900 seconds. The date is the 23rd of September 2023, and we've just been to see Cabaret. Open the house. Hello, Vicky.
Hello, Jim Bob.
We've got someone else here, haven't we?
Yes.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, very well.
So, as we said last year, we're slowly expanding our 15-minute theatre reviewers because Vicky left me all alone in London and now lives in an undisclosed location in Wales. I nearly said where you live, but people could actually come to your house. We have quite a few listeners, you know.
They could come to my house.
Should we tell them where you live then?
No.
Okay. All right. And Sarah, you like the theatre, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
What? So what sort of theatre do you like, just out of interest?
Journey, something that...
Could I just tell the listener that that's not Sarah making that noise, is it?
No, there's a little puppy.
We've got a puppy in the house. We've still got Columbo, but we got another little puppy, and she's just on a little treat. So, so you like all sorts?
All sorts, really. Generally, I like to go home and have something to think about. Something that made an impression.
No, me too. I can't disagree with that. Could you disagree with that?
Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Well, I prefer
No, but do you disagree with what Sarah said about thinking about it?
Yeah, sometimes I think about it, sometimes I don't.
Well, we're going to think about it now, aren't we?
Okay, all right.
All right, so let's get to it. Shall I give you a few facts?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's have a look at my notes. Okay, so it's adapted from a book by Joe Mastertoft, can't read my writing. The lyrics were by Fred Ebley. Oh, no. The musical director was John Cader. Choreography, Julia Chess.
It's my favourite.
I never write it properly, do I? Oh, look, directed by Rebecca Frecknell. I wrote her name properly. So Maud Apatow played Sally Bowles. Mason Alexandra played the MC, and Nathan Ives Moiba played Clifford. I didn't write anyone else's name down. I thought that was enough, but there was...
Yeah, you could have not. We could have put a few more down, couldn't
Could
you?
have done, but I didn't have any room.
Okay.
All right, and it's at the... where is it again, Vicky?
A playhouse.
The Playhouse Theatre in London.
Did you hear me? I was like a ventriloquist.
And it's running at least till April 2024. We've had a little look. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, including running time. Vicky, would you care to give us a bit of a synopsis, please?
So it's based in. It starts off just pre-Nazi Germany. It's in Berlin.
Yes.
There's a club called the Kit Kat Club where people do dancing and singing and all that jazz, razzmatazz,
yeah.
Bit seedy. A guy turns up from the Americas, and
It's the Americans. It's not like the 16th century.
from America, and then he meets Sally, and they have a lovely time, and there's other stuff happens, and then the Nazis come in, and it all goes a bit tits up.
That's pretty good. All right, good stuff. All right, so first of all, Sarah, did you like it?
I did. I think it was pretty amazing, the dancing and the acting and everything. And what I particularly liked, which I think we discussed this after after it ended, but what I did particularly like was like the dancing things and different personalities that came through the dancing.
Yeah,
like
so
each one of them, it was very, very different.
So they had, it was very ensemble, was it? But they had, I think, like a cast from the Kit Kat Club of about 8. I think there were 6 to 8 people from the Kit Kat Club, wasn't there? Performing and dancing.
I didn't count them, but
well, I did. It wasn't hard. It wasn't like thousands. It was only 6.
Well, I was too busy.
Yeah. Well, look, take my word for it.
Okay, fine.
So about 8 doing the performances, but they played like different minor parts. But it was. I'm right to say that basically Fosse was behind this, Bob Fosse, and
well, we're not sure, are we?
Well,
he did the film. He did the film.
Yeah, she wanted to be the lead, you see, but they chose Liza Minnelli's.
Oh, Liza Minnelli's.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you think, Webber?
thoroughly enjoyed it. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the atmosphere, they really created the atmosphere by leading us all
Astray.
through, basically sort of through the club on the way in.
Well, it was, they created the club, didn't they?
Yeah.
So the whole, like, the whole of the front stage, what do you call that? The house? The front of house.
Yeah.
The whole of the front of house had been turned into a club. They gave us good shots of Goldschlager, which I was very excited about as we were watching, because that's my favourite drink for free. Well, not for free, because the tickets were like 80 quid.
Yeah, well, and we had the cheaper tickets, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's very pricey thing, because some of the tickets went up to like 200 quid, didn't they?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The first act was an hour and 45 minutes, yeah?
Yes.
So I actually, for that length of time, I wasn't bored. I wasn't, like, itching to leave.
No, I generally was struggle with that.
You struggled?
I generally struggle. No, I generally struggle with time.
What about this time? Did it?
I did not. I need to go to the loo.
So yeah, but they were quite good about the toilet breaks because they supplied everyone with drinks. What did you think about how the feel of the timings?
Well, it didn't feel that long.
Okay.
I felt like the time went really quickly, actually. Because it was enjoyable.
It was very good. Right, let's talk a little bit about performances. I'm going to start with you, Victoria.
Yes.
What did you think of... So let's look at the main three, shall we? Right, so what do we think of Sally's performance, Sally Bowles?
I thought she was excellent.
Okay.
I thought her vocals were very impassioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked her. She was very believable.
Yeah, I wasn't sure at first. I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like her or not. But she certainly, I was happy with her performance. How about you? Did you like her?
I think I wasn't quite sure at the beginning, but
Yeah.
I think by the end of it, it was like, wow. I think particularly the last the last song when she was singing at last, the last part to the performance, I think that was just absolutely outstanding.
I think with a character like Sally Bowles, it's quite hard because you've got it's very iconic, isn't it? Because you've got Liza Minnelli playing the part.
But I think she played it very differently to Liza Minnelli.
No, yeah.
I think there were more subtleties in her performance. Liza is sort of generally one level in the film. I mean, I think the film's brilliant.
Yeah. But she just plays out crazy levels.
Yeah.
I thought that the guy who played the male lead, what was his name? Mason. Mason Alexander. No, that's the MC. Let's talk about him. He was brilliant.
And he was my favourite.
Yeah, he was very strong.
He was fabulous.
Yeah.
That's the main
So he was the guy who was introducing it throughout the whole thing. I didn't know it was him when they changed the costume as well. That was quite a shock.
Oh yeah, when he got dressed up in a suit at the end. Yeah, he was incredible. I can't fault him actually.
And what about the guy who played Clifford, Nathan, let's call him.
I felt like he was a bit.
I
don't want to say nondescript.
Not memorable.
He was okay, and I think he did his. I wonder if it's the American style of acting because I think he is an American.
I don't know.
He probably isn't. No, I said that, but go on.
I felt like he was the weakest.
Yeah, I think so. But there was some strong supporting cast. So there was a guy who played an older Jewish guy who I really... It was like Father Christmas, wasn't
he? He was great.
Yeah, and
the
the landlady, she was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I don't think you touched on that as well. And they certainly touched on things that were going on in the film through that, but that storyline was hugely important throughout the whole thing, wasn't it? It was.
Well, I mean, it is the most important thing in it.
Yeah. And, it certainly filled me with dread and fear and disgust.
Yeah, and it's the whole change, isn't it? It's like Berlin's this really amazing, fun place.
Yeah.
And it becomes this really sort of dark, sinister place.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of it.
Yeah, especially there's a particular song, isn't there, which I think was a song that the Nazi youth used to sing. Which was basically very chilling, when they're all singing it together.
Yeah.
Horrible. Anyway, what about... So we talked... Staging was in the round, which I thought worked perfectly. No problems with that.
And they'd created, down around the stage, they sort of almost created the Kit Kat Club where there were tables and chairs and
Yeah.
and people bringing
Yeah.
drinks over, and they were the £200 tickets, which we didn't get.
No, but we were kind of at the top, but it did not feel far from the stage at all. I didn't feel like.
Well,
ooh.
it's not a big theatre,
No,
and
it's
I
not.
think wherever you go, you're going to be able to see.
All right. Okay. All right. Anyone got any other little comments they want to make?
I don't think so at this point.
No? All happy? Right. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we're going to come back, we will score it, okay?
Should we hide that dog toy?
All right. So we are back. And this is a part of the show, Sarah, that we like to call audience antics. We've tried a few different kind of things at this point of the show. I mean,
Yes.
most of them didn't work. One was a colour wheel of something.
It was awful.
The
I
colour
don't
wheel
know.
idea was a bad idea. Don't do colour wheels on the radio, that's what I say. But audience antics, so we're going to talk about the audience. Well, I think this is a point that we really should talk about, how they got us all engaged with their immersive little club.
Yeah, they did right from the beginning. Well, we had to queue to get in like it was a club.
Oh,
didn't we?
yeah, that's very good, yeah. And then they had, like, metal tassels.
Yes, and then they sort of brought us through sort of almost backstage, and it was sort of, the lighting was very clubbish. And
When was the last time you were in a club?
I go to clubs all the time. Slash never. And yeah, there were people, giving out drinks, and there were...
Well, not giving out drinks, let's be clear. I don't want to confuse people. We had to pay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and there were performers and
Yeah.
musicians.
They were
and
included in the tickets.
Well,
which was
we got
very
one drink
expensive.
free. Yeah,
Yeah.
one drink was free. But also, the other thing which I was a bit annoyed about was it kind of said to get there for 1 o'clock. We went to the matinee, and it didn't actually start till 2 o'clock. So we didn't need to be there quite as long as we did, I guess.
No, we didn't.
No.
No.
No, we didn't, frankly. So,
I did find it a bit claustrophobic when we were
Yeah.
coming in, and everyone was sort of... We had to sort of wait on the stairs for quite a while people was sort of moving in, and I did find that a bit claustrophobic.
Yeah. But on the whole, pretty good. Right, I think we're ready to score it. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Can I just say, in audience antics,
Yeah.
I just feel like when you go to the theatre, I feel like you need to dress appropriately. I.e., don't wear big things on your head.
Oh,
So
yes.
that people behind you can't see. So
what you're talking about, Vicky?
there was just one person who had like these enormous ears on her head, and I'm all for people wearing whatever they want, but I think you do have to be not unselfish.
Yeah. So, Sarah, can you think about that for next time, please, when you come to the theatre with us? No, it wasn't Sarah. But, yeah, we've had it all, Sarah. We went to one show, didn't we, where somebody took off their Doc Martin boots next to me with their very stinky feet.
Did I have kids kicking the back of my chair?
We've had kids kicking the chair, we've had missing children.
Yeah.
Everything's happened.
Just hear our back catalogue for all the things that we get up to. Right, so this is the bit where we score it. All right? So what I need from you, please, is a mark out of 10 for the things I'm going to say. We'll start with Vicky. And so, Vicky, performances, please.
I'm going to say 9.
Okay, I am going to say 8 because a few people annoyed me. I'm not going to say who, but some of them are a bit annoying. How many?
7.
Why 7? 7. All right, stage and technical. I am going to give it a... Look, I'm going to give it a 9. It was brilliant. Can't fault that. How about you?
8.
I
8.
was going to give it a 10.
Oh, good for you. Give it a 10. Right, all right, let's talk about... I think we should... Yeah, so the story, the plot, the story. Well, I'm going to give it 8. There is a couple of numbers. I really don't like that baby number.
I'm alright with it.
All right, then. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it a 10.
Oh, big talk.
Well, I think it's just a great story.
Yeah, all right, then.
It's a great story.
How about you?
9.
9. All right, so I'm just putting these in slightly the wrong places. All right, this is going to be confusing. Right, choreography, I liked it very much. I'm going to give it a 9. You too?
I'm going to give it a 10.
Okie dokies. Sarah.
9.
I've put it not in the choreography section. Just a minute. Right, music. 8. Oh, no, 7 because that had some baby song. Sarah.
Yes, I think the music was very good. I'd definitely go for 9.
What's the 9 for Sarah?
I'm going to go for a 9 as well.
Okay, and we're going to finish with, was it worth it? I am going to say definitely worth it. I'm going to give it a 9.
Definitely worth it. I'm going to give it an 8.
I'm going to give it a big fat 10.
Good for you.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Well, it was really good. I mean, no, it's pretty good. What did you give it?
Plus.
No, you can't. Plus. Okay, so I am going to add up these scores, and while I do that, Vicky is just going to talk about any things that you take your. Well, you have a chat between yourselves about anything that you think takes your fancy.
Well, there's a couple of things that James and I were talking about earlier on. We're thinking about, even though we have seen it before, we're thinking about going to see the Old Vics Christmas Carol because Christopher Eccleston's in it. Could be good, could be good. And we're also considering going to see Box of Delights. Again, we've seen it, but this time it's the RSC. Could be good, could be good. But I don't know, have you got anything lined up, Sarah?
Not really at the moment. I mean, there's something coming up from the National Theatre that I would love to see. But no.
No.
These-
Well, watch this space.
Right, so.
Have you done your numbers?
No, for hell, it's twice as complicated now, remember?
No, I can't.
Right, so, hold on, divided by 6 equals, and then times by 5.
Oh, God.
Times by 5 equals, divided by 3 equals... Right, I've got it. It worked. My maths is brilliant. Okay, so it gives it a 50-minute theatre star rating of 4.14. So, that's 4 stars.
That's.
Should we see where it goes
I
on our
feel like
leaderboard
it
for
should
the
be
year?
more than 4.14. Yeah, Dick, let's have a look on the leaderboard.
You'll have to blame Sarah for that, for marking it down so low.
Well,
4
I
stars
shall.
is pretty good. I think you got carried away with it all. Right, well, we haven't seen anything for ages, so they don't count really.
Okay.
So it is number 1 on our
oh well,
recommendation
it
for
should
this
be.
year.
So it should be. I think it's great.
Yeah, so do you think maybe we should get some more theatre in before the end of the year?
Yeah, it's hard for me because I live in the middle of
No,
nowhere.
but people pay a lot for this subscription to this podcast, so they need some more content.
We'll make some then.
Okie dokie. Have you enjoyed yourself on the show? Hello, have you enjoyed yourself on the show?
Yeah, it was amazing.
There you go.
There you
She's
go.
living the dream like us. All right, oh, well, guess what? That was the theatre bell, which means our time once again has grown short. So, the curtain's down, the theatre's dark, and that was 15-minute theatre. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.